Hello, friends. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your mind just won't stop? Is it always tangled up in memories or future worries? We spend so much time thinking about what has already happened or what might happen that we forget to live in the moment. We're here, but we're not living. Most people are either stuck in regrets from the past or surrounded by anxiety about the future. Even when life is going well, that inner voice keeps us from fully enjoying the present. But what if I told you that real peace, real success, and true happiness are all hidden in just one thing: the present moment? That's right. The secret to a meaningful life isn't found in the past or the future. It's found in the now. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're exploring a book that has changed how millions of people think and live. A book that brings light into people's lives and shows them how to let go of mental suffering. This book isn't your average self-help guide. It's a deep, personal experience that helps you turn inward and discover a more peaceful version of yourself. The book is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book teaches you how to stop the negative noise in your mind. It shows you how to escape constant overthinking and experience real inner peace. Because the truth is, our entire lives revolve around two things: the past and the future. But the past no longer exists, and the future hasn't arrived yet. Still, we keep thinking about them both, and in doing so, we lose the only moment that matters: the present. That's why so many of us live with constant stress, always chasing something, but never feeling content. If you want to truly transform your life, you need to learn how to live in the now. You need to become aware of your thoughts, understand your mental patterns, and break free from the habits that cause you pain. In today's video, we'll uncover some of the most important lessons from the power of now, insights that can help you stop overthinking, release negativity, and live a more meaningful life. If you're serious about making a real change, then stay with this video till the end. Because this isn't just a summary, it's the beginning of a brand new mindset. So let's dive in and discover how living in the present moment can completely transform your life. It doesn't have to be complicated. The most powerful principles are often the simplest, like learning to live in the now. Chapter 1. You are not your mind. Have you ever noticed how your mind keeps running all the time, almost like it has a life of its own? One thought ends and another begins immediately. It never stops. Sometimes we find ourselves feeling upset or anxious, even though nothing bad is happening at that moment. Maybe we're thinking about something from the past that still bothers us, or we're worrying about something in the future that hasn't even happened yet. But have you ever paused to ask yourself, are these thoughts mine? Are these emotions truly a part of who I am? Or is all this mental chatter just noise? This first chapter helps us understand a powerful truth. We are not our minds. And while that might sound strange at first, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Most of us grow up believing that we are our thoughts, that what we think defines who we are. But in reality, that's not the case. The truth is, you are not your mind. You are much more than your thoughts, beliefs, or emotions. There's something deeper, something more powerful within you, a higher awareness. But unless you truly understand this, your mind will continue to control your life. When we are not conscious of our thoughts, we become trapped in illusions created by the mind. We end up stuck in cycles of overthinking, negativity, and unnecessary emotional pain. Think about it. Many times the actual problem is less painful than the endless thoughts we attach to it. For example, if someone insults you, the real pain lasts only a few seconds. But your mind keeps going back to that moment over and over again. You replay it in your head, imagine what you could have said, or what you wish had happened. In doing so, you create your mental torture. That's the trap. Your mind is like a survival machine. It's designed to help you solve practical problems. But when it takes over completely, it becomes your biggest enemy. The mind naturally lives either in the past or in the future. It struggles to stay in the present. And that's the root of most of our suffering. When you're constantly listening to your mind, you miss out on life itself. Imagine watching a beautiful sunset, but instead of soaking in the colors and stillness, your mind is busy. You're thinking about an argument you had earlier, or worrying about a deadline tomorrow. You're physically present, but mentally somewhere else. Your mind is disconnected from the moment. That's why we often feel like life is slipping away, because we're not living it when it's happening. So, what's the solution? The answer is to become an observer of your thoughts. When a thought comes, don't hold on to it. Don't fight it or try to control it. Just notice it and let it pass. Eckhart Tolle calls this watching the thinker. When you begin observing your mind instead of getting lost in it, something powerful happens. You start to feel separate from your thoughts. You realize you are not your mind. And in that realization, a sense of peace begins to rise within you. That's the beginning of true freedom. The moment you understand that your thoughts don't define you. When your mind no longer controls you, you start to feel a quiet strength inside. You feel more present, more alive. That's what the power of now teaches us. If we want peace and happiness, we must stop being slaves to our minds. We have to stop identifying with every passing thought. You are not your mind's prisoner. You are its master. Chapter 2. Consciousness. The way out of pain. Have you ever asked yourself where pain comes from? Most people think pain only comes from things like physical injuries, sickness, or tough situations in life. But the truth is, most of our suffering doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from our minds. Our minds are often filled with constant negative thoughts, regrets, guilt, and endless worries. This mental repetition is what causes most of our suffering. But here's the important question. Can we come out of this pain? Can we break free from it? The answer is yes. Because most of this pain is not real in the way we think. It's an illusion. It's something created by our mind and our ego. When something upsets us, that pain happens on two levels. One is the physical pain, which is real and felt in the body. The other is psychological pain, and that's where most of our suffering lives. Psychological pain is a collection of old emotional wounds and unresolved feelings. When something happens in the present that reminds us of a painful experience from the past, those old emotions get triggered. This activates what Eckhart Tolle calls the pain body, and we feel deep emotional pain that seems bigger than the situation. Have you ever reacted too strongly to something small? Maybe someone said something harmless, but you suddenly felt angry or deeply hurt. That's often because the situation touched an old wound, something you haven't fully healed. And instead of just feeling the current moment, you're reliving all of that past pain again. The problem is, many of us begin to identify with this pain. We start to believe it's who we are. But in reality, you are not your pain. You are not your trauma. You are not your past. And once you understand this, you can begin to heal. The only way to truly escape this emotional pain is through awareness, through conscious observation. When you feel emotional pain, try not to judge it or react to it. Instead, simply observe it. Watch it without becoming it. As you do this, the grip of the pain begins to loosen. You see, the pain body feeds on your unconscious identification. It survives because you keep merging with it. But the moment you become aware and say, "This is not me. This is just a pattern in my mind," it begins to lose its power. You'll discover that most of the time, your pain isn't coming from the present moment. It's your mind replaying old wounds again and again. As you live more and more in awareness, the grip of your ego and mind starts to weaken. The ego wants to hold on to pain because it uses pain to build its identity. But when you observe the pain instead of attaching to it, the ego's hold begins to dissolve. And this is where real freedom begins. The power of now teaches us that to be free from suffering, we must break our identification with thoughts and emotions. We must stop believing everything our mind tells us. So now the question is, Do you want to keep holding on to your pain, or are you ready to let it go? Are you ready to live a new life? Chapter 3. Moving deeply into the now. Now let's go even deeper. Have you ever wondered where true peace comes from? Is it hidden somewhere in the future? Can it be found in something outside of us? Most people believe that if they can just get the perfect job, earn more money, find the right life partner, or achieve something special, then they'll finally be happy. But the truth is, sometimes we achieve something important, like scoring a goal or reaching a milestone, and we feel happy for a little while. But soon enough, that same feeling of emptiness comes back. Why does this happen? It's because we're searching for happiness in the wrong places. True peace and happiness don't come from outside things. They are found right here, in this very moment. The problem is that our mind rarely allows us to live fully in the present. It constantly drags us either into the past or the future. We spend so much time worrying about what went wrong before or stressing about what might happen next. Because of this, we miss the most important time we have, the present moment. Have you ever noticed those rare times when you are completely absorbed in something beautiful? Watching a sunset, listening to a lovely song, or watching a child play? In those moments, there's no room for worry or stress. That's because you're fully present. But as soon as your mind wanders thinking about the future or the past, your peace fades away. You get pulled into regrets or anxiety, and the calm disappears. This is the struggle most of us face. We spend our entire lives waiting for the next moment. We tell ourselves, when this project is done, I'll relax. Or when that problem is solved, I'll be happy. But the truth is that moment never really comes. As soon as one problem ends, another begins. This cycle just keeps repeating itself, and before we know it, our entire life has passed by waiting for some future moment of peace. The only way to break free from this endless loop is to go deeply into the now. This doesn't mean you should forget your goals or stop planning for the future. It means you need to be fully present in whatever you are doing right now. If you are working, focus completely on your work. If you are talking to someone, truly listen and be present. If you are feeling something, experience it fully and intensely. When you live like this, even ordinary moments start to feel meaningful and magical. But it's not always easy. Your mind will keep trying to pull you away, back to the past, or into worries about the future. So, what's the solution? Start observing your mind. When a thought comes, don't chase it or push it away. Simply notice it and let it go. If fear or anxiety arises, instead of fighting it, recognize that it is just a pattern your mind is repeating. As you do this regularly, your awareness grows, and your mind begins to lose control over you. You start to control your mind, rather than it controlling you. When you fully live in the present moment, you reach a deep level of concentration and calm, and that is true freedom. Once you begin to live in the now, your life feels more meaningful. Even small things start to feel magical. Even simple things like taking a walk, sipping a cup of tea, or having a casual conversation can feel fresh and new. That's because in those moments, you are fully present, completely aware and engaged with what's happening right now. This is the power of the now. The book teaches us that if we truly want to change our lives, we must learn to live fully in the present moment. True happiness, real success, and genuine spiritual awakening are all found in this state of presence. So, the big question is, do you want to live fully in the present? Or would you rather stay trapped in the illusions created by your mind, caught in endless thoughts and worries? Why is this so hard? Because our minds don't like to stay present. The moment you try to be here now, your mind pulls you away, reminding you of what happened yesterday, worrying about what might happen tomorrow, or spinning endless thoughts about what you should or shouldn't do. The mind distracts us and disconnects us from the present. But once you understand this, you will see that the mind is just a tool. It should be used wisely, not allowed to control you. When you are fully present, You feel a new energy. You experience a calm peace inside yourself. Everything becomes clearer. Your ego, the part of you that clings to past pain and future fears, begins to lose its power. As the ego weakens, your true power awakens. Have you ever noticed how, when you're deeply involved in something you love, like listening to music, painting, dancing, or playing a game, your mind stops wandering? You are not thinking about the past or the future. You are completely calm and focused. This is what happens when you enter the state of presence. If you can learn to live in this state, your constant mental wandering, your traveling, can end for good. Reaching this state is not always easy, but it is the path to true freedom and peace. Our mind keeps pulling us away again and again. Every time you find yourself caught in a situation, your mind starts judging it. Is it good or bad? Do I like it or not? Will this bring me happiness in the future? But living in the present moment means letting go of all these judgments. It means simply observing things as they are, without labeling, without expectations. When you stay present, your life opens up with a new perspective. You begin to find joy even in the smallest things: a simple walk, a cup of tea, the sound of the wind rustling through the trees. Everything feels fresh because you are fully experiencing it. And when you are truly present with others, your connection deepens, not just at the surface level of the mind, but at a deeper level of awareness and concentration. When you enter this state of presence, fear, anxiety, and stress automatically start to fade away. These negative emotions are always tied to the past or the future. If you stay completely in the now, there is no room for worry or fear, only pure peace, calm, and joy. The power of now teaches us that this state of presence is not some faraway goal to achieve in the future. It's already available to you, right here and now. The only obstacle is the illusion created by your mind. Once you step out of that illusion and learn to accept the present moment fully, your entire life can transform. So the question is, are you living in this moment? Are you ready to be free from the shadows of the past and the worries of the future? Or do you still want to stay tangled in them? The choice is yours. Chapter 5. Insights into relationships. Have you ever wondered why relationships, which can bring us our greatest happiness, also cause so much pain? Why do the people we love the most sometimes bring us the deepest sorrow? Why do love and conflict often come together? To answer these questions, we first need to understand how we view relationships and what expectations we place on them. Most relationship problems arise from mental patterns and ego-driven designs. When we love someone, we often believe that person is our source of happiness, security, and completeness. But this way of thinking leads to dependency and attachment, which ultimately causes suffering. When we depend on another person for our happiness, we make them the source of something that should come from within ourselves. This creates a sense of incompleteness. We attach expectations to that person, and when those expectations aren't met, we feel sad, angry, or disappointed. If we observe relationships closely, we will notice that most conflicts arise from expectations, insecurities, and ego clashes. Our mind constantly seeks approval, attention, and validation. When these needs go unmet, pain and anger naturally arise. But the deeper question is, are we truly loving the other person, or are we just trying to fulfill the needs of our ego? True love is only possible when you live fully in the present moment and accept your partner as they are, without trying to change or control them. The challenge is that our mind is often stuck in the past, holding on to memories, or caught up in worries about the future. Because of this, we don't see our partner clearly. Instead, we view them through the lens of past experiences, fears, and expectations. This mental habit is the root cause of suffering in relationships. Enlightenment, in the context of relationships, means bringing awareness to how you relate to your partner. It means being fully present during your interactions, listening without judgment or expectation, simply feeling their energy. When conflicts arise, pause and ask yourself, is this anger truly mine? Or is it just my ego defending itself? As you become aware of your emotions without reacting immediately, you will notice that the grip of anger or pain begins to loosen. Many relationships start beautifully, but slowly, expectations and ego interfere, creating tension. However, if you can stay present and mindful, you can break this cycle. When talking to your partner, don't focus only on their words. Feel their emotions and sense their energy. Real connection happens not between minds, but between two souls, grounded in the present moment. The power of now teaches that as long as we are driven by ego, true love remains out of reach. Real love is not about dependency or control. It is pure presence and acceptance. When you completely accept your partner without trying to change them, love becomes free and genuine. So, the question is, are you ready to raise your relationship to a higher level of consciousness? Or do you want to keep repeating the same old ego-based cycle? The choice is yours. Chapter 6. The Meaning of Surrender. Have you ever noticed that much of the trouble in life comes from fighting, resisting what is, and struggling against reality? Acceptance doesn't work when situations feel out of our control. When things don't go our way, our mind resists deeply. We try to control everything, but when that control slips away, we become unhappy and restless. What if I told you that there is no need to fight life? True peace comes when we learn to surrender. But surrender is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean giving up, abandoning our desires or goals, or stopping hard work. True surrender means releasing the resistance inside us, the urge to fight against the present moment. When we fully accept a situation as it is, without running away or trying to change it immediately, a deep inner peace arises. The real freedom to change things comes only after complete acceptance. This doesn't mean we stop taking action. It means acting without fear and resistance. Have you ever noticed that when you get upset, the real trouble isn't the situation itself, but your thoughts about it? When you accept things without judgment, the pain lessens because resistance is what fuels suffering. Surrender is about ending the unnatural conflict in our minds. Look at nature, for example. Rivers don't worry about which direction the wind blows or how fast they flow. Nothing resists or struggles there. But humans are constantly trying to control everything, which is why we suffer. If we learn to move with the natural flow of life, surrendering to the moment, life becomes easier and more joyful. Surrender applies not only to external situations, but also to the emotions inside us. When we experience pain or discomfort, we often try to avoid or escape those feelings, which only makes them stronger. But when we observe our emotions without judgment like a calm witness, the urge to fight them weakens and gradually fades. Surrender is a deep spiritual practice. It means taking control over the ego, letting go of the compulsive need to do and control, and instead, flowing with life's natural rhythm. Let us accept every moment exactly as it is, without regrets, without expectations, without fears. When we learn to do this, a new kind of peace surrounds us. The power of now teaches us that surrender is not weakness, but our greatest strength. When we stop fighting life and accept it as it is, we become truly free. True happiness and deep peace arise when we hand ourselves over to life, trusting every moment as it comes. So the question is, can you also learn to surrender? Can you accept life exactly as it is right now, in this moment? Or are you still stuck in struggle and resistance, entangled in the past or worried about the future? The choice is yours. Friends, the power of now shows us that true happiness, true peace, and true freedom come only from living fully in the present moment. Too often, we lose ourselves in memories or future worries, forgetting that the only moment we have is now. If we learn to accept and fully live in this present moment, our suffering can end, our stress can fade, and our life can transform completely. We are not our minds or our thoughts. The mind traps us in illusions, pulling us away from this truth, that we are the source of happiness. When we are fully aware and live in the present moment, we can feel that deep peace inside. The Power of Now is more than a book. It's a new way of living. It teaches us how to step out of overthinking, how to enter true awareness, and how to see our emotions, relationships, and life situations with fresh eyes. Most importantly, it teaches us surrender and complete acceptance of life. Only then can we experience true freedom. If you've learned something valuable from this video, please like it and comment below. Tell me what part of this book impacted you the most and how it touched your life. This video is ready for you to embrace. Please share it with your friends and family so they too can benefit from this powerful knowledge. If you want summaries of similar books, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications of our new videos. See you in the next video.